45, die dabei waren.
Okay.
Also wo es noch nicht gestartet hatte.
Okay, so a warm welcome, international students. I would also like to introduce in that video chat our Vice President for International Affairs, Professor Lückmann, and the Deputy Head of our International Office, Mr. Liersch. As I already mentioned in my YouTube stream, we are facing a challenging time for all of us, for you as students, for us as a university to provide lectures and courses in the upcoming semester. And as I already promised, universities, all professors, all employees will do our best to support you with your study. There were several questions which were sent from you to us, which we will answer in the next minutes. You also have the opportunity in the chat to ask us questions. We will see those questions and then we will answer the questions. The questions which arrived so far, they are related to the semester, to the start, to some specific questions regarding tests. It's also questions of arrival in Germany and also current situation. Before I will hand over to our Vice President, I would briefly mention the current development and situation here in Germany, because just yesterday our Chancellor, Ms. Merkel, together with the Minister President of the federal states, decided how the development will go on in the next weeks. So the restrictions, so in a brief summary, the restrictions which we currently have, they will be until May 3rd, and starting with May 4th, there will be some options which also for the university will give us some opportunities to allow students to come to the university and to the campus, for instance to the library, and there will also be the opportunity to offer courses in the labs and also for students to come into the lecture rooms. During the next 2 weeks we will develop also together with our Ministry of Science the specific regulations for that. So I cannot answer that today. There will be options to come to the university after May 4th, and we currently work on that. Okay, with that I would like to hand over to our Vice President, Professor Lückmann. He is not only a Vice President for our international affairs at the university, he is also in charge for an international course in our Department of Architecture, and so he is also strongly involved with a lot of discussions and is in interaction with students from his course, and he will give a short introduction to current situation in the area of the study year and also questions which arrived regarding tests and exams.
Yeah, thank you very much. This year is surely very different for most of us, and not only for us here in Germany. Worldwide we have this catastrophe, and it's something what touches at last every country. We have a university which has most of the international students in Germany, so that we are even mostly harmed by the regulations which stop now the international relationships. In any way, we founded such international courses in English language round about 20 years ago. The first course was in landscape architecture, then we had a course in architecture, which I was able to develop. So there were a lot of courses founded over the years with a huge number of students. And now we have to face this new situation. that the countries are regulating how students can travel, and also our country regulates how students come in. So at last you have to face, when you like to go to Germany now, very different regulations, and maybe in the beginning I can give you the order how to find a way through this jungle. The first point is that you have to look for the law in your own country. Your country will have regulations on its own, when to travel, how to travel, and so on. The next topic is that you have to look for the German embassy. That means be actual, look what the German embassy is doing. And what we heard is that is like our world, very colorful. Some embassies are open, most of them are closed. Some embassies even refuse visas which they give already. So it will be very different in your country. You just have to look for this. And the third part, this is our part, is what the university can do to help you to come as quick as possible to Germany. This is our aim, and here we like to help you. The point is that you also should not lose too much from this semester. Because of that, our university provides online courses. So we start, as it was mentioned, on the 20th of April with online courses, so that you will not lose more time as necessary. Time, of course, is as important as money, and so you should not lose the semester. Our aim is that you can have a full semester, and of course we like to have you as soon as possible here in Germany. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, and would like to hand over to Mr. Liersch.
Yes, on behalf of the international office, we'd obviously like to extend a hand. Should you experience any form of problem situations, do feel free to contact us, and we will try to support you as much as we can in navigating this difficult time. Simply drop us an email, give us a call, we're there for you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So we have several questions which already arrived in the chat. We will go briefly through those questions. And as mentioned, if you have any new questions, please send us your questions. So one question which arrived was, when is the semester starting? I think we already mentioned that. We will start next Monday with online courses. We also published yesterday an overview of all courses. So if you're already enrolled, you are able to get access to those data. So you will see when courses will be provided. And as mentioned, access to the university will probably be possible beginning of May. So then there was a question, and probably Professor Lückmann can answer that, from a student, and she asked, she got admission for the summer intake, but she's currently not able to come to Germany, so how she would handle the situation, and if it's also possible to start at a later point.
Well, that's a very huge question, because a lot of answers and a lot of different possibilities. The first thing what has to be cleaned up is if you have a visa already. The next thing is if you are enrolled already. If this is done, you have a visa and you are enrolled, at last you have to try to come to Germany as soon as possible. And but of course we will take care of the current situation. I'm very sure it will not be possible to travel even if the airlines will now begin to fly, because too many people will try to occupy seats, and that will last a time till this will be possible. But in any way, try from your side to come as quick as possible to Germany, that you can join the courses. The other point is mentioned in the beginning already. We offer these courses online. That means you can start the semester in any way by online offers. And this is what you have to join. The point is how you can get to this information. This is also not that complicated, because you can simply look for the people who are responsible for this course. There is always a coordinator or a convincer who can give you answers. So the next step is that you go in contact with your course, with the people who are responsible there. And they will show you, help you, how you come in the program.
Okay, thank you very much. There were also a couple of questions which were related to the service at the university's library, sports, and other opportunities which a university normally offers. And Mr. Liersch will answer those questions.
Sure. We've received a question concerning the usage of sports facilities and the library service, for example. And obviously, due to the directives by the federal government, a contact is to be avoided as much as possible. So our sports amenities are, until further notice, unfortunately closed. The library services, however, are partially accessible online. You are able to research via our library app. We have a special app that you may download on the Google Play Store or Apple App Store in order to search for literature you may need to complete thesis or coursework. You simply search for Bibliothek as in library for Hochschule Anhalt on these stores, and you're able to download the app. Unfortunately, we've received a question, concerning scans, that the library could scan certain books or publications and email it to you. Unfortunately, scanned literature is not possible at the moment. However, we try to assist as much as we can. Simply give us a shout. We will try to help you there.
Okay, yeah. And as mentioned at the beginning, the library will open beginning of May for those for those of you who are already in Germany. So there will be the possibility to go into the library. Definitely, there will be restrictions, number of people, distance between people, but that will be possible. But as Mr. Liersch mentioned, we recommend to strongly use the online opportunities. There's a lot of documents which are available in an online format in the library, and you can download those. And all the other things like sports, there we have to wait for the official regulations, how that will develop over the next weeks and months. So currently we are not allowed to offer those opportunities which we have at the university. Another group of questions were relating to the questions taking online classes partially or completely from abroad. And that's again something Rudolf Lückmann is going to answer. How to handle that if you will or you cannot completely or do not have completely access to all online offers.
Yeah, this is something what is also very individual, because we have very different offers, and the colleagues are preparing their lectures now and their seminars in a very different way. There are a lot of different versions. To have an overview is for this nearly impossible. Here I have to repeat what I told in the beginning. It is very important that you contact the coordinator of the course, because they at last know the offer. I think all the courses now have a time schedule. That means they plan how the lectures will be done, where you can go in discussions on online. It will be done on Moodle. This is the platform where we will work. And here you can at last see the schedule when you have time for the teacher, when the teacher has time for you. And then you can begin to do this program just on online. That's the way how we like to prepare that.
Yeah. Some of the questions were related to the summer break. And as I mentioned right at the beginning, the summer semester starts with a delay of 3 weeks. And we will offer, at least at the beginning, all of our lectures in an online format, which might change during the semester, but currently we have to plan mostly with online format. And we gave the flexibility to all our departments to talk and change the summer break. And there were questions, so how can I plan my summer break? What is the current situation? And again, Mr. Liersch will will summarize the answers.
Okay, as the President has already mentioned, we're actually planning an exclusively online-based summer semester so far, in order to mainly protect our students and staff from getting infected. And while we're obviously trying to implement a high quality of teaching, you would have to be able to keep up with the intensity of the workload. And therefore, we're trying to strike a balance here. So the university has decided to continue classes during the summer break. So in other words, there will be no summer break, unfortunately, but given the severity of the current situation, it's a small change.
Yeah, and so you will also get the specific informations regarding your course from the coordinator of your course, because it might be different from course to course, and so we cannot have a general planning for the entire university and for all courses, and this is something where you will get a direct information from the course leader. Yeah, a second, or a lot of questions were related to tests and examinations, and so the question is how they will, or when they will take place, because we also had to postpone the examination time of the last 2 weeks in May, not in May, sorry, in March, which were planned to have tests at the university. And so the question is, when the tests will take place, will there be special regulations for the tests? And again, I look to our Vice President.
Okay. The regulations, of course, will be different. This is a very important message. When you look for the constitution of the programs, you will find that there is a very clear way and a very strict system how to do the exams. This must be like that, because otherwise they would be unfair. If you take this constitution of the programs now, they will not fit the current situation. And that means that all the colleagues are thinking how to do that in a way that you don't need to meet each other's. And there will be also, as it is in these different programs, very different kinds of examinations. But in any way, they will be in value, they will be changed, they will be in value, and we will find ways that this will be done, that no one will infect each other. This is at last the aim. And our Vice President, who is responsible for the study affairs, is working on it with colleagues to find very flexible solutions. And that is what we will offer, so that the study program will not be interrupted by exams which cannot be done. All the exams will be able to be taken, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we again have opened the opportunities here for the departments for the exams. So the courses can decide if they will do a written examination or they change to an oral one. It is also possible to do that in an online format. So we tried to do our best and give a big or large flexibility to our departments, that they also can individually talk with you and decide what is the offer, or that's the best offer to handle that situation. As we already mentioned at the beginning, there are students which are currently not able to come to Germany, and students which are already enrolled at the university. And we told all those students, if you are enrolled at a university and you're currently not able to come to Germany, that this offer or your enrollment will also be in place for the next semester. So if you can come in September or October, then you can start with your study at that moment. And there were also some questions of the enrollment period for the semester, so for the upcoming semesters for students which are not enrolled yet but planning to apply at the university, and also that's something Mr. Liersch will going to answer.
Yeah, sure. As you're all aware, the situation is rather dynamic at the moment. So in terms of specifics for the enrollment period of the upcoming winter semester, we're at the moment unable to provide a forecast this far into the future. However, we will update our website regularly and also inform students, obviously, the moment information becomes available concerning this. So as far as the enrollment period for the next semester is concerned, the winter semester is concerned, at the moment, we're unfortunately not able to give you concrete information surrounding that. There was also another question related to the Studienkolleg or the preparatory college deadlines. We had a check, and the deadlines for the FSP examinations in particular will be moved to the 15th of August. Should you require more in detail information, please do contact the preparatory college, i.e. the Studienkolleg, directly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got already some questions in the online chat, and we will handle that in that way. Just read the questions, and then either Professor Lückmann or Mr. Liersch will answer the questions. So there's a student asking that his German visa suspends middle of May. Probably the person is not in Germany. So how to handle that? And this is something where you should contact our international office, and Mr. Liersch will explain what you should do.
Exactly. Like first up, if we don't know about your cases, we can't really assist you there. So we would like to ask you to please get in contact with us so we can advise you directly. In terms of visas that are expiring while you are abroad, it's a twofold process. First thing is your consulate or embassy is responsible for granting you a visa that allows you to re-enter Germany. So please do contact or get in touch with your local German authority in your country concerning an application for it's called a Visum für Wiedereinreise, which is a re-entry visa into Germany, seeing that your actual visa has expired. At the same time, we'd like to ask you to please get in touch with your caseworker at the foreigner's office, at the local authorities here, and do inform them of your situation and ask for an extension of it's called a Fiktionsbescheinigung, which is a fictional permit, meaning your actual visa remains intact up until the point where you can re-enter with your visa for re-entry into Germany and extend your visa with the local authorities here. So it's a twofold process. Please do inform your local foreigners office that you're currently stranded abroad without a visa, which would mean they would send you a pre-agreement to your re-entry to your responsible consulate, allowing the processing time for your visa for re-entry to get shortened. So in other words, please do contact your local foreigners office and get in touch with your embassy or consulate abroad.
Yeah, and a very important thing is if you need help, please contact our international office. People at international office will help you, and also Mr. Liersch and the other colleagues will deliver the information again, and if necessary, also bring you in contact with the required people. There was a question, so between online and direct courses. So as mentioned at the beginning, so we currently have planned the semester in an online format, and we will provide that in that manner. But we obviously have courses, for instance, in the labs, which cannot done in an online manner, so they have to be performed here at the university. So those courses, and that's the information from yesterday, they will be possible beginning of May. When we will start with those courses, that's not decided yet. So we have to develop the related plans for that. But those courses can be offered. So that's an additional thing which we can offer to you for those students which are here in Germany. But the lectures, they will provide it for all students in an online format. So there is a question from a student who has appointment for the master thesis defense the end of April, and probably will not be here in Germany. And the question is how to handle that problem. And again, I would like to ask Prof. Lückmann to answer that.
Yeah, this also will be individual situations. In our course, we operate like that. You send the documents online, we check this online, then there can also be a chat. But this will be decided by the teachers. In any way, it will be possible that you finish your master thesis. They will offer a way how you do that. The way is always up to the course and their regulations. So you contact the coordinators again, and they will show you how you can solve this. In any way, I can promise you it will be solved.
Yeah. Again, the important message here is directly contact the coordinator of your course, and the courses and the departments, they have the flexibility to decide. In your case, it's possible if you send all documents to us to do the final defense in an online format, and but the final decision will be made by your course. So we have a question that students in India have not received the visa yet, and so the question is how to handle that. I guess we already mentioned that. I mean, we cannot influence the work of the embassies, and we have different situations all around the world. What we can offer to you is, if you are not able to receive your visa right now because embassy is closed or there is a delay because they have a reduction of manpower there. What we offer is that you can start at the university if you already accepted at a later point. So the first point, which is possible from your side. But if you are not able to get a visa right now, then you are not able to come to Germany. You can already enroll. Again, you should contact your coordinator, and you can follow the courses in an online format. So that's possible even if you not have access to get a visa right now.
I could mention something. I would like to mention one experience, what we just discussed this morning, what we solved this morning. This was with Morocco, so every country is different. That is a problem at last. In Morocco is the problem that the post is not working anymore. So we were informed by the students, then we now inform the embassy, give a list about the students which should come to us, so that we can help in individual cases. But as the president mentioned, this is a different institution. The university cannot influence a different institution like the embassy, but in any way we can help. That means if you have a specific problem in your country, then contact again your coordinator. They will contact the Foreign Affairs Office, and we will try to find a solution also in your case. So we try to help as much as possible, but the point is mentioned already, the embassy is a completely different institution, it's not a university. But in any way, we can try to help you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then there are probably the next two questions. They are related to access to laboratories. So one student asked, is doing his thesis, and when he can go back to a lab. So until May 3rd, it's not allowed by law, by the regulations from official side, for students to enter and to work here at the university. As mentioned yesterday, the government in Germany decided that will be lifted after or beginning with May 1st, but there will be specific regulations to do work inside of the university. So number of people in the room, distance, and maybe other regulations, but they are not set yet. So as mentioned, the decision was yesterday. There will be local regulations today. We guess we will be able to have specific regulations for the university during next week. Then those informations will will be delivered to the professors, employees here at the university, and they will be in contact with you. And I also would like to recommend to regularly check our internet, our webpage. There is a FAQ site which we regularly update, and where we also answer questions, and probably those questions, when I can go back to labs, will be answered there. And there's also a question if it is necessary to have special equipment, how you should be prepared if you go back to laboratories again. This is something which I cannot answer today, which we will answer next week. Okay, so I just have to read what other questions came in. As again, there's a question of a student did not get his visa. He's enrolled for summer, and as mentioned, we already had this question. So you can start with an online format for your course. You just have to enroll, contact the university, or if you decide that you do not want to take the online courses, then you have the opportunity to start at a later point at the university. So there is some specific question from student from landscape architecture. If he can do all the exams online. Again, that's something you have to contact, in that case, Professor Ulrich or Professor Kretzer from this course, and ask one of those professors how they will handle that for that specific course, because it might be different from course to course, and I do not know if in the second semester any courses are required to be present at the university. So, there's again a question, something a student from Morocco, which you already discussed, where also in other countries which are strongly affected by the corona pandemic, where, for instance, post is closed in Morocco. So a student who is in Morocco and currently is not able to come back, and as mentioned, I think we had that question, please contact our international office, Mr. Liersch or the other colleagues, and they will advise you how you can handle that. So there's a question regarding the Studienkolleg, so when that will come back to classes. I also will take that question because I had a discussion this morning. So currently we offer all courses in our Studienkolleg, so that's for those students which are not taking that, that's those students which starting with bachelor, which are from abroad, and that's in a preparation year at a university. And this is running, but currently in an entire online format. As mentioned, after May 4th, there will be opportunities. How the specific decision will look like, this will be answered in the next 2 weeks, and then the director of the Studienkolleg, Mr. Kufal, will inform all the students how we will handle that students. Okay, there's a question regarding money. There is a question losing of money for health insurance or rent houses. If there are any opportunities and options we can offer. So unfortunately, I have to answer. As a university, we cannot help you with that situation. I mean, you can ask your landlord if you're not in Germany, if there is a specific agreement. But because you do not have a room at the university, we as a university cannot help you at that point. And also, if you have any insurance or other contracts here in Germany, this is something where you have to talk with the people where you have the contract.
Can mention that you cannot handle on your own. That means now you stop, for example, paying, then you will go in big trouble. And anyway, as the president mentioned, you have to have an agreement with the landlord, with your householder, and you have to agreement with the insurance. If you stop the payment, you will have a recorder and you will have problems with the visa. So in any way, it needs a solution before you stop paying. Otherwise, you bring yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And maybe also, if I go to the next question, for those students which come to Germany, and even if the border or most of the airplanes worldwide are grounded, and it's very difficult to get a flight or possibility to come to Germany. We had a few students even last week which were able to come to Germany even from outside of the European Union because at the borders the official the immigration department accepted to be a student at a university to enter Germany. If you enter Europe, it is required to stay in a quarantine for 2 weeks. And so as a university, we will support you. We have specific rooms for that, but it's very important. If you do not follow the rules, there will be financial penalties for that. So if you are able to come to Germany, again, very important, contact the international office. They will advise you how to handle that. So if you come to Germany, please do not come to the university, do not go to any official places and sites. Contact our international office by email and they will tell you what to do. Okay, so it's a question if the thesis the submission date can be extended.
Can take this question. Of course it can, but it depends also on the situation. We decided already that the time where you could not visit libraries, where you could not go to do praxis or you go outside and have a research project there, that this will be plussed till the time of the exam. So there are decisions in this way already. The next problem what we will face if this period goes longer is that it's going over one semester. Then we surely have also to find regulations. But in any way, what I can promise is that we will find solutions what will be in your mind. So we will find ways that it will not hurt you. We now have to deal with these situations and we will find solutions. Surely a lot of students who have, for example, their thesis or a doctorate or whatever, will be limited to work things out now. And we know that and we will respect that and find solutions for your cases.
Yeah, the next question is related to the time period of the tests and exams, when they will take place. As mentioned, this is something which we, what I have to say, we skipped this period in the end of March, the 2 weeks, and some of the tests and exams already took place, for instance, in an oral format and not in a written way. So, and there will be not a general period when those tests and exams will take place. This is something the courses and the departments will decide. So again, contact your coordinator and he or she will give you information when your test will take place. So there's a question, if it is necessary to attend online classes. No, it's not necessary, just have to enroll. So if you are accepted, you have to do the enrollment process. If you have not done that yet, so then please do that as soon as possible. You can do that completely in an online format. There is a study service center. You find that information on our webpage. You have to complete all the informations which are required. important thing is you have to pay this fee, which is 70 euros, and if you're in a course which has an additional fee, then you have to you pay that if you're in an online course. So, but you don't need the visa if you stay abroad, and if you're already enrolled, then as mentioned at the beginning, this is not an issue. So as a student, he's already in Germany, and let's say he's not be able to register. If you're already in Germany and you are accepted at the university, you can do everything online. So either directly contact our study service center. That's the organization which is in charge of that. If there are missing informations, either you call them, send them an email. They will give you the information what you have to deliver. And so if you are not here in the area, another place in Germany, you can start with online format, or you come to the campus. If this is possible, as mentioned, beginning of May, there will be first options. But it looks like an easy way. So if you're already in Germany, then you can start. Maybe I also just check if there are any updates, any more questions which arrived in the chat. Maybe a last one. Somebody asked a friend who's from abroad, from India. He already is enrolled in the summer semester, but he's not able to get the visa. Yeah, that's a question which we had several times. And if he can convert the application into winter semester, yes, we do that for all applications. Please inform your course or our study service center, and you also will get written information of that enrollment process. But we will offer that to all students which are not able to come to Germany right now.
There's another question concerning the Anmeldung, as in the registration at the municipality offices, which are, if you are already in Germany, are not possible at the moment, and therefore you are unable to extend your residence permit. Both of the institutions, it's two separate institutions. The one is your civic authorities office or your municipality office, and the other one is the district offices, which are responsible for extending your residence permit. Both of these at the moment are only reachable via email. So the advice here would be to inform your foreigner's office that you have been unable to secure your registration papers at the municipality offices, and they will, as I had mentioned earlier, give you a fictional visa up until the point where you will be able to register yourself in person at the offices. So please also check out our frequently asked questions, our FAQ online. This question is answered with your email addresses in the FAQ. So there's the email addresses of all of the 3 foreigners' offices responsible for extending your residence permit, and they do this exclusively via email at the moment.
Yeah, I would like to thank you for attending the live chat, for your questions. I hope we were able to answer your questions. As Mr. Liersch already mentioned, please use our informations which we have on our webpage, especially FAQs, and there's a specific Corona site. It's also in English, so all the updated informations will be there. And if you have specific questions, so please either contact the international office, or which is the better way, stay in contact with your department, with your coordinator of your course, and we all will do our best to help you in that very challenging situation. I wish all of you to stay healthy. And for those of you who are currently not able to come to Germany, I hope you will be able to come and to join our community here at the university, and that we as a university can help you to fulfill your dreams and to end up with a bachelor or master here in Germany. So thank you very much, and hope to see you in the future here in Germany at the university. Thank you very much. Gut, ich glaube,